Heavenly Delusion, Tengoku Daimakyou, one of the best anime to come out in 2023. In this video, I'll tell you everything you missed in Season 1 and everything you'll need to know before Season 2, heavy on spoilers, anime-only commentary. Let's jump into it together.
Number 1.
Dr. Sawatari is the doctor Hiruko is searching for. In episode 13, Takahara Academy gets bombed, gets attacked. Equipment starts falling and Sawatari gets wounded. He uses his tie to stop the bleeding. Notice the location of the wound. It is in exactly the same place as the doctor in the photo. The photo doctor wears glasses, and we also know that both Sawatari and the photo doctor can do brain transplants. Not a common procedure. So yes, Dr. Sawatari is the doctor Hiruko's looking for in the picture.
Number 2.
Robin tried to kill Haruki's big sis. In episode 13, Hiruko gets a memory from the perspective of his big sister. We see a flash on screen and hear a gunshot. That scene helps to explain Robin's expression in episode 12, when Hiruko yells out to him and they're reunited. There's this moment when Hiruko goes into the shade, and from Robin's perspective, Hiruko morphs into his big sister. And then Robin gets this look on his face as if he's seen a ghost. That's because he is seeing a ghost, someone he thinks he already killed. I do not want to do manga spoilers, but there is an important scene that the anime leaves out. After the bath in the hotel, which would be in episode 1 for the anime, Maru found the brain transplant stitches, and then he finds an additional scar in Hiruko's head, which we now know is the gunshot wound. Now, why did Robin try to kill Big Sister? We have another memory from the sister's perspective. We can assume that Robin had secret sexual meetings with Haruki's sister. Some people think that because Robin likes to give women grapes. I don't know how to say it. I don't want to get demonetized. Others think that it was a quid pro quo. So it could be that Big Sister sleeps with Robin and he agrees to protect them at the orphanage. My personal belief is that Hiruko's big sister found out that Robin was experimenting with Hiruko and Robin shoots her to stop her from telling other people. But we'll see what happens in both the manga and in the anime series.
Number 3.
Mina is shady. There are 3 scenes that everyone remembers, but simultaneously everyone forgets. The first scene is when Shiro, after a long day of watching Mimihime from a distance, gets a nude sent to his tablet. The second scene is when Tokyo breaks into the nursery and the alarm goes off. She pretends to be Hypno, thinking that she's gonna get caught, but no one comes. Instead, they all go to the sanctum where Mina is. And that's when the director asks Mina,
人間が健康診断の結果、要検査至急と通知が来たとして、自分の体のどの部位がどう悪いのか自覚できますか？降参よ、みんな。あなたの勝ちね。
Mina ends up getting sassy and we think nothing of it. Both of those scenes show that Mina wanted the Hiruko children to hook up. She was trying to get the Hirukos to have kids. The nude that was sent to Shiro was to get him to hook up with Mimihime. The alarm was to protect Tokyo from getting into trouble or from getting isolated because Mina wanted Tokyo to hook up with Kona. The other scene that shows that Mina is shady is from episode 1. Tokyo has a test, then the tablet glitches, and we see the now infamous bonus question about the outside of the outside. Only Mina could and would send this message to Tokyo, fostering curiosity in a previously unquestioning child. There are some people that think that it could potentially be Asura. I'm not one of those people, but we'll wait to see what happens.
Number 4.
The director and Takahara Academy are all about Doomsday Prepping. When the director refers to the Day of Fate, it's clear that it's a prophecy she expects on a certain date. We know this Day of Fate is the day of the Great Disaster. Why is this important? It means that the director hires all of these engineers, starts gene editing, making GMO food, harvesting Hiruko, etc., all to prepare for life after the disaster.
Number 5.
Which is connected to 4. Obviously, the Hiruko were meant to usher in life without disease and hunger and whatever else you imagine heaven to be, but the Takahara Academy kids are also meant to be vessels. We're talking Orochimaru and Sasuke. These people at the emergency meeting are all employees at the various branches, but I'm certain that some of them, if they had clearance that was high enough, could potentially do brain transplants into the various Hiruko bodies as well. Again, the Hiruko children were designed to never get sick and to live forever, which is why the director panics when Taro dies. Sawatari tells her that this could happen to all of the other kids, which makes the director say she's gonna gamble on Tokyo's kid. She believes that the child of 2 Hiruko might not be able to get the disease, and so that's her new target for a vessel, but she always wanted to achieve immortality.
Number 6.
Tokyo falls in love with Kona and gives birth to a child. That child gets cloned. However, Tokyo's children are not the only Hiruko offspring that we were shown. Jugo, Juichi's son, is a Hiruko, and so is the hotel tycoon Totori. Jugo is very, very unique because to our knowledge, he is the first human Hiruko child. His father is human, Juichi. That means his mother must be a Hiruko. We know the walled city was all about female supremacy. And if you remember episode 4, we are only shown one female couple at the Takahara Academy, which is where all the Hiruko come from. That's Nanaki and Iwa. Short hair, long hair. At the time, it seemed like some Shinsekai Yori stuff, but in retrospect, it was foreshadowing that this is an important couple. Everything matters in this show. We can assume that after the bombing and after the Great Disaster, Nanaki and Iwa escape, they make it to the walled city, they have a child with Juichi, Ice Baby Jugo, and they were ultimately killed after trying to escape with him. But the important thing is that Hiruko plus human can make a Hiruko.
Number 7.
Staying with the walled city and that spider eyes Hiruko that Kuroko fought. Jugo has the same trait as the spider that got split in half by the Maru beam. Remember, the women were hung. If it's the case that Hiruko can come back as man-eaters, then every Hiruko that dies without having their core crushed might come back. Assume that cremating Taruo prevents him from coming back in man-eater form. Every other Takahara student could potentially come back as a man-eater if they are not disposed of correctly. That means Dr. Usami, aka Shiro, could come back in man-eater form if his suicide attempt did not destroy his Hiruko core.
Number 8.
The older generation kids, Kona and Asura, appear to have more powers and to be freer thinkers than the subsequent generations. And if you recall how the director talked about Asura, it seems like they tried to put too many abilities in Asura's body. Remember, Asura is prophetic, can levitate, knows telekinesis, superhuman intelligence, etc., etc. Kona also has multiple strong traits and skills. The kids in Tokyo's year all have 1 or 2 specific traits, which shows that the scientists were updating and perfecting the Hiruko experiments. They also learned how to refine Mimahime's vision ability to be more predictable. This was shown by the danger scene. All the young generations were looking up saying, "Abunai, abunai." It's because they all had a more refined, but not as powerful, clairvoyant ability.
Number 9.
Mikura used the word Hiruko with Maru and had the Kiru beam. Mikura also knew how to train Maru and told him to give the injection to the person with his face. Only the level 5 clearance Takahara administration would know about the beam and the clone because it was not revealed to the kids that Tokyo's kid was cloned. Since the doctor is still alive, it means that Mikura has to be either Awashima or the director. You can read the manga if you want to know exactly which one it is, but in terms of what the anime shows you, those are the only 2 choices of who Mikura is. And obviously, because of the appearance, we know that there must have been some type of brain transplant.
Number 10.
Mikura was a Hiruko. Mikura died from the same disease that Taruo and Mimahime, aka Hoshio, had. So Mikura will likely turn into a man-eater as well. We do not have confirmation of Maru crushing her core.
Number 11.
Oma's hallucination power was similar in her human Hiruko form and in her suspended animation form. This suggests that Hiruko powers will be similar when they go from human Hiruko to man-eater Hiruko. So we can look at what traits each kid has to predict which man-eater they will become. For example, Tokyo could disappear from surveillance devices and started to absorb the director when she reached for Tokyo's kid. This is similar to the man-eater that ate Haruki. How ironic would it be if Maru's mother was the one that actually ate Haruki's body? Lastly, the hawk from the hotel in episode 1 and 2 had quick, agile whips. Taka means hawk, and he was extremely fast and agile. We can also make predictions about a couple more, but not based on anime content, so we won't say in this video.
Number 12.
Once it was clear that his walled city story was in fact true, It opens up the possibility that all of the other stories Juichi told could also have been true. He talked about the asteroid impact theory, the alien invasion theory, which had an image of someone that looked like Asura, and the war theory, which mentions an attack somewhere in Japan that likely referred to the bombing of the academy. None of these events are mutually exclusive, so look out to see if Juichi in fact told the truth all along when we get into season 2.
Number 13.
Kona will turn into a man-eater. This one is straightforward. Mimihime already had a vision of him in man-eater form. Now we're just waiting to see when and how it happens.
Number 14.
Mimihime predicted the bombing at Takahara Academy. After Taka damn near broke his neck, she says she had a feeling something else is going to fall, but of course, she never knows when her predictions will come true. She just knows that they will happen.
Number 15.
Robin potentially gave the Immortal Order their reputation. Robin knew Dr. Usami and Hoshio were Hiruko, and he shadowed them up until 2 years ago according to season 1. The rumors about the Immortal Order is that they were doing experiments that could turn humans immortal by using Hiruko body parts. Based on episode 13 and the spider Hiruko connected to the woman, we can assume that Robin was conducting experiments when he was with Usami, and that leak could have potentially caused the Order to get the reputation that they had. Let's do some quick ones. Number 16. Tokyo's suspended state was foreshadowed by Asura. Number 17. Maru really loves Kiriko. This is a post-apocalyptic world, so whatever meaningful companionship you get likely won't be traditional. Number 18, what's in the syringe? Maru says it will save the guy who has the same face as him because that's what Mikura told him. But we haven't actually seen a cure for the Hiruko disease. Could it be that you need some genetic material that's similar to your own to cure the disease? Or could it be that the syringe might cause something else to happen? If it is a cure, do they have a time limit for it to be effective? Going into season 2, I'm just telling you to stay suspicious. Let's stop it here. I have 5 more things, but they have extremely long explanations, so I might have to just do another video. Potentially, I'll do a part 3. Check out my Tengoku Explained part 1. I'll catch you in the next one.